The Olympic torch has touched down in San Francisco. It's the only North American stop for the torch on this relay. And while the relay doesn't start until tomorrow, there has already been a dramatic protest. CNN's Kara Fidstrom joins us now live from San Francisco with more. Good morning, Kara.
Good morning. Well, that Olympic torch touching down just a little over an hour ago here at San Francisco International. We have some videotape we want to share with you of it being brought in. It came off a chartered airplane. I had a whole entourage of people that carried it in a lantern. They were whisked through customs, through security, behind closed doors, and then whisked out a back door. Lots of extra security here, but really it was a relatively uneventful arrival for this flame, which has caused so much controversy around the world. Massive protests in England, and then of course most recently in Paris, where the relay event had to be halted early because some of the protesters were actually blocking the route of the relay and were also trying to grab at the torch. Now, we did speak with one of the organizers of this event locally here in San Francisco, who tells us that the event is going on as planned, despite those IOC discussions planned for Friday. He also tells us that all of this concern of protests, of violence around the world has led to some deliberations amongst some of these torchbearers, some kind of reconsidering of their own safety. And he says one of the torchbearers has dropped out.
We have heard of one torchbearer who will not be carrying the torch, and out of respect for that person's privacy, I'm not going to mention that name, but I understand anyone that might feel that they don't want to expose themselves to something more than protest. So we do know of one person so far.
Now, yesterday here in the San Francisco area, one highly organized protest already, even before that flame arrived. 3 people scaled the Golden Gate Bridge, unfurled some banners and a Tibetan flag. They were protesting, they say, the human rights record of China. Thousands more expected to protest today, leading into tomorrow. That relay event expected to kick off around 1 o'clock local time. Local police say they will be enacting all kinds of precautions to try and be on the safe side. They are hoping that people, of course, will kind of respect these torchbearers, they say, while also trying to express their opinions. But they've already cut short the route. They are going to be posting firefighters and some ambulances along that route, and they say they may take some other, make some other changes to the route as necessary. Back to you.
Kara, looking at that banner on the bridge there, that was a pretty dangerous and very well orchestrated protest. The other question I have for you about protests is I understand that the flame landed this morning about 4 in the morning local time, very early, of course, but were there any protesters at the airport?
No, we didn't see anything here at all, which, you know, considering all of the controversy that has surrounded this, we thought we might see something. There was lots of security here, nothing we could see. But of course, much of that protest scheduled for later on in the day through tomorrow. There are also some alternative flames that are being brought into town, a Tibetan torch and another torch that are being used to represent the struggle for freedom in some areas. So there will be numerous protests throughout the day, just no one decided to do that here this morning.
Yeah, I guess they're saving up. They need a little bit of sleep because they're anticipating a long day. San Francisco is really the only U.S. city on this tour which has been called the Journey of Harmony for the Flame. How did San Francisco get the honor?
You know, I asked the organizer here locally that this morning, and he said he wasn't exactly sure, that there wasn't a definitive reason given, but it does have a huge Chinese population here, a Chinese population that dates way back to the 1850s as well. They boast that their Chinatown is the largest Chinatown outside of Asia, so you might think that China would think they would have some support here. And certainly in addition to all of the protests that are occurring, there have been a lot of people within the Chinese community that will be out there today showing their support.